Hello and welcome to a third video that's going to be also related to the developments, has to do with the development of Microsoft Excel using some of the features that are available in the developer ribbon. In this video, we're going to actually develop a small tiny application that is going to pick up a price of a car, and we're going to go ahead and see if this car is standard or automatic. If it's automatic, we're going to add $1,500 to it. And also, we're going to check if the person who's buying that car is local. Then we're going to give them 3% based on the price of the car. We're going to calculate also the subtotal, the taxes, in the final total. But also the trick in doing this, we're going to create two macros. That one will show our profit on the screen, and the second one is going to really hide the profit for us so we could train ourselves in macro. But this is the first time we'll see actually using object other than the cells in order to create something on our spreadsheet. So we'll come to this videos and we're going to go ahead and start right away. In order to do this effectively, I'm going to go ahead and actually use two different sheets. The first sheet, I'm going to call it my app, okay? And the second sheet, I'm going to call it my workshop, where I'm going to put all the things that I need to access without having to overwhelm the user by seeing things they don't need to see, basically. Apps, and we're going to say, call it like my work area or workshop or whatever you want to remind you that this is basically, it's going to support the app. All right. I'm going to actually make it a little bit of, or maybe you could leave it at 100% because I don't want to really make it to 100%. When you make it 100%, it's going to shrink. So the very first thing that I'm going to go in this application is to go ahead and add the car list of the car. So I need to do that in the workshop. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and say I have three cars. I could have hundreds, of course. I have Impala, and this car is going to be $37,000. Okay, and I have Century Buick. I don't know if they're still making them. $42,000. And I have, let's say, Camry, and that's going to be, let's say, $32,000. And I could go ahead and sort those in alphabetical order. That would be very helpful. I could go directly to the home and go to the AZ, and we need to go ahead and expand the selection so the price goes along with it. And I'll go ahead and format this as a dollar figure. In the work area, really, it doesn't matter because the user are never going to see this. So I'm going to go ahead and make this view 200% for our benefit to see what we're doing here. Okay. So this is our list of cars, and I'm going to put this into a combo box. So when the user click on the Camry, it's going to show the price. And when they click on the Century, of course, we could go ahead and hit F7, make sure that there is no misspelled word. And then they will see the 42,000 and the Impala 37,000. Let's go ahead and see. And when I click on this in the combo box, you will see it's going to return a value: 1 for the Camry, 2 for the Century, and 3 for the Impala. I'm going to put here price link, and it'll make a sense in a second. And I'm going to go even just to help myself. I'm going to go ahead and color this area here. So let me go ahead and show you. In the application, I'm going to go ahead and use this area here for my combo box. So I'm going to go to the developer, and I'm going to go to insert, and I'm going to go to the second object, which is called combo box, and I'm going to draw this one right here. There we go. It gives me a combo box. I'm going to click the right button and format the control box, and it says, where is the input range for this? I'll say the input range is coming from this here, and let it take care of all the linking because I'm clicking. I don't need to worry about it. And the cell link is going to be what I already prepared myself for. It's going to be here. Okay, so what we're going to do, could do it 3 shapes if you want for that. One here, and here we go. If I click outside of the combo box, look what happens. Do you see I have the Camry, the Century, the Impala, which is going to actually, if I click in here, look at the cell link. It's going to give me 1. If I clicked on this 2, it's going to send me 2 to the cell link. If I click to 3, it's going to, Impala is going to send me this. So how do I actually select this price if the user selected Camry or the sellers? And you notice that when I select Camry, it's going to be actually choosing 1. If I select the Century, it's going to select 2. If I selected Impala, it's going to select a 3. So what I will do here in this cell here, I would go ahead and say, okay, I'm going to merge those cells, okay? And I'll go ahead and say in here, choose what? Choose this cell regardless of what it is. We know how a choose work. If the value for this cell is 1, it's going to get this value. If the value is 2, it will get this value. If the value is a 3, it will get this value. And here we go. Notice, actually, I could go ahead and center that, centered. And we will know that everything is going to be in the middle. And I'm going to go ahead and make that a little bit big. And notice that I was able to get the Impala price, the Century, the Camry, and now I'm in good shape to select whatever car based on their prices. Now we're going to go ahead and add another control, we call it control, that will give me the chance to select if that car is automatic. If it's automatic, we're going to get add $1,500 to it. If it's going to be a standard, $0. So first of all, in order to have that option available for us, I need to add another control by the name option, which is the rounded radio button. The rounded radio buttons are mutually exclusive, which means what? If I selected one of them, the other one will be turned off. There is no way you could select more than one radio button. Different from the checkbox that we will be actually using in order to determine if a person is local or not, which you could choose as many as you want from them because they are mutually inclusive. So let's see how, first of all, I need to group them together. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the insert, and I'm going to get the XYZ, which is a grouping image. Here we go. So you could go ahead and put it this way. And I could go ahead and adjust it to make it look really good. That's the artistic side. You could play with it in your own, so I'm not going to worry because I don't want to have like a video for 2 hours. And of course, we could go click on that one here and edit the text, and I could say here, let's say delete first, and I'm going to say transmission, which is the transmission of the car, transmission. And now I could go ahead and put the 2 option button, which is going to be here. This is the little radio button. I'm going to go ahead and make this one here, and I'm going to get another one here quickly, and there will be both of them too right here. And I could adjust those. Notice I have 2 of them now. I'm going to change their name. If I clicked on this one here, that's fine. If I clicked on this one here, this one has to be turned off. See, that's what I meant by mutually exclusive. And it's going to take a little bit of time to practice with this. We're going to click on the right button, edit the text, and we're going to go ahead and say this is a standard, and this is going to be clicked also on it, and I'm going to go ahead and edit text, and I'm going to change that to auto. And notice here, for both of them, I'm going to go to my work area, and I'm going to go ahead and put here our transmission. So getting ready for this. What does that mean? I'm going to hit F7, make sure that I didn't misspell that. What does that mean? It means that I will be actually getting a value from those option button when I select them. So if I go to the app and I click on this one here, go click on it. See, with the right button, sorry, 1 second. Click that with the right button. Format control. I wanted to go ahead and see the cell link, which is directly, I chose it to be this one here. I should have colored it. And notice here, if I go back to the work area, let's go ahead and color this as yellow here. Okay, and I could go back with that black. And notice here, if I chose the first one as standard, if I chose auto, it should give me 2. So notice again, this is 1 because I chose the standard. And notice this is 2 because I chose the work area. So how are we going to actually do that here? Okay, what we're going to do, first of all, let me go ahead and do the whole thing as merge and make sure that also it's centered in the middle because I don't want it to be in the bottom. And we're going to go ahead and do an if function. We're going to say here if this guy here is equal to 1, then we're going to add 0 to that cell. Otherwise, it must be 2 then in this case. We're going to add 1500. So you see here, because I chose auto, it's going to be 1500. If I chose here, the standard is going to be $0, which I'm going to format it as a dollar figure. So this is really nice. Let me go ahead and make it a little bit larger so you could see it also better for you, even though you will be working with it as, you know, just for the view, okay? So this is, again, we're going to go ahead and add another one very quickly. It's going to be the local business, and we're going to go ahead and get that into the, where is that one? Here we go. So we're going to go ahead and put that right here, okay? And we're going to go ahead and edit this by saying local or not, because it's going to be yes or no, local or not. And if that is the case, we're going to go ahead and also merge those two cells. And where is that? Merging here, and we're going to go ahead and put it center, so it'll be looking good. And if I click this, it's going to give me also a value returned to the link cell. First of all, let me go ahead and get ready. Like I did that, I will say here local. I'm going to go ahead and color this one here red, and I go ahead and link this one to that link cell. I'm going to say click on the right button. Okay, don't give me a hard time here. Click the right button. Click on the edge of it. Actually, that's what I should be doing. Click the right button, format control. I need to go to, I'm going to go ahead and start it with unchecked. The link cell is going to be, get out of my way, here we go. Okay, so the link cell, it's actually, let me go ahead and do that. I did merge those here, okay. The link cell is going to be, if I click on this, look here, and the work here is going to give me true. Why it's not 1, 2, 3? Because they are either true or false, because they don't have anything to do with each other. You could select multiple checkboxes. So the beauty of the checkboxes is that they have their own mind. So now, if I wanted to see if this is a true, that's mean the person is local. If it's let me go ahead and do that. If it's not, of course, they're not checked. In this case, it's checked. I will say here if this cell here is a true, okay, if that is equal to, you don't have even to put true, but because that's the, if this actually something, a value there exists, but let's go ahead and make it easy for you to understand. If this is a true, then what are we going to do? We're going to go ahead and get back to the application. If that's a true, we're going to get this one here, or because we want to take actually 3% away from that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and say, all right, this minus open parentheses, this multiplied by 3%. Okay, otherwise it's going to be the full price. So now the calculated price is basically, this is actually the discounted price because this person is local. If it's not local, it will be the full price. So what is the subtotal now? The subtotal is going to be basically this here plus this one here. Here we go. And the tax, let's go ahead and say it's 8.5%. It's going to be this one here multiplied by, actually I could go ahead and do the tax also in the work area here. Let's put it here under the G. This way I'll be able to label it later because it might change from one state to another state. This is multiplied by that, and also I would like to hit enter. There's zero there, no big deal. I'm going to go ahead and do it here. G here, the tax, and let's go ahead and put 8.25%. I couldn't do it while I was editing, so I knew that. And the tax, it's going to be, let me see here, this is multiplied not by app, it should be by this one here, workstation. 1 second. Let me go ahead and do that. Multiplied by the work area here and hit enter. Now we got the tax of this, then the total, it's going to be the sum of these two, sum of these two. Here we go. Now we have the full price, and we're going to go ahead and record macros. The first macro, first of all, we're going to go ahead and calculate the profit here. The profit is going to be 10% of the actual price here, whether based on whether they're local or not. So it's going to be this cell multiplied by 10%. So that's actually the profit for the company. I wanted to go ahead and click on to hide the profit from the user. I don't want them to user look at my screen and see the profit and how much I make, but I want to be able to bring that value back. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and insert two shapes, any two shapes that you like, it doesn't matter. Let's say here, this is for hiding. I'm agreeing with myself. This is for hiding. Okay. And let's go ahead and put another one here. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and put the show, which is, we could use this one here, the cloud, to show us that there is actually a profit here. So it doesn't matter really because the user should not be able to tell. And what we're going to do, first of all, I'm going to go to developer and I'm going to record a macro. The first macro I'm going to call it is hide, no space, hide profit. Okay, and I'm going to call it Control Shift H, Control Shift H. So that's the combination. And how that's going to work, I'm going to go to this cell and to this cell and hit the delete key because that's what's supposed to do. It's going to hide the profit for me. I'm going to stop the macro and I will be assigning that later. The second macro, record another macro. I'm going to say here show profits, and I'm going to say Control Shift S. Here we go. And this is going to also write here the profit to bring that, and we're going to take this calculation multiplied by this one here is going to be multiplied by 10%, which is the profit here. And now I could go back to here or even put the cell here so I get away completely from it. So when the macro finishes, the cell goes here or goes here if you want, whatever you want, and stop the macro. And here we go. So we have two macros. We have the hide macro and we have the show macro. I mean show profits and hide profits, sorry. I'm going to click on this object here, which is going to say, what are you going to do with it? I'm going to say assign a macro. And now look at my macros that are recorded for this book. Remember the title from previous video? Of course, in this case, I'm going to go ahead and say hide profit. And I'm going to click on this guy here and say, go ahead and assign a macro, and I'm going to go ahead and say show profit. And here we go. So now I have the two objects. If I clicked on this, that's going to hide the profit. If I clicked on this, it's going to show the profit. Look. Remember also we took the cell right here. I could go ahead and do something else and I'll be done in a second. I could go ahead and get to insert a full rectangle on the top of this. Okay, and now I could go ahead and click on the right button, and I'm going to format shape. It's going to tell me to fill it. I'm going to say, okay, picture, picture. Uh, in 2013, you could go actually to online and grab a picture. If you don't have that option, you could grab it from a file after you download it from the internet. But since we are moving that direction, I'm going to go ahead and use the online, and I'll be able to show you that you could actually search for a car, any car, and uh, if you don't like those cars, because those are coming from the clip art, basically, you could go to Bing, which is the default search engine for Microsoft. Of course, you could go to Google if you want, but let's go ahead and get this car. I don't know what it is. I'm too old really to know any of the existing cars nowadays. This is kind of cool. Okay, we're going to go ahead and insert it, and notice that this is the car. However, this is going to really overwhelm my text. First of all, I'm going to send it, before I send it back, let's go ahead and make a transparency of 385%, 80, maybe even more than this. Here we go, 90%, so it's still there, but without overwhelming my text, I'm going to go ahead and say click the right button here and send back. So this is basically I send it back. So I'll be able to see my all the stuff that I really work hard to show them here. And for now, I'm going to stop here. You could go ahead and play with this video. It's really a lot of joy you can generate from playing with those. I know it's a little bit of a long video, but hopefully we'll learn so much from it. Thank you very much. This is Dr. Sam Hijazi. Again, welcome you and wishing you a wonderful day. Take care.